This is September 12th with an update on the clearing out of Rock Hill Gardens. And in about 6 weeks, part-time, very part-time, we have really opened up this, what was formerly a botanical garden, and you'll see some of the features in just a second. So we're making really good progress, and what we need right now is a small dozer or something and a chipper, but we'll keep plugging away. This just is a remarkable piece of property, and if I didn't say it in the first clip, I'll say it now. This is probably going to end up as the most valuable property in Charlottesville, and of course UVA is in the county, so that's really close to a true statement, I believe. So I'll show you in just a second here. There's a little bit of the property to my rear, probably maybe 150 feet, but now from what was originally the road up to the main house, and there's the boxwood garden up there, you can just about see from one end of this property to the other all the way down. And when we get rid of those brush piles, it will be open. Now, two of the men most responsible for what's going on here, this is Larry Stremicus. They're just doing a remarkable job part-time here, and if they knew I was filming them, they'd probably shoot me. So, and down there is Gene Fleming, and that man has done so much work, they ought to name this garden the Fleming Gardens or something. He's knowledgeable in trees and geology, and he just enjoys doing this. He remembers what the gardens looked like many years ago. He's a native of Charlottesville, so this is looking toward the bypass, and you can see how open it is now. That white pole down there it used to be a basketball court. There's asphalt actually down there, and there's 2 basketball poles left, and you're looking across the terraces as well. So the more we open it up, just the potential and the beauty of this place is just, it's worth a visit. This is part of the stone wall. Stones gotten from this property, that's why it got the name Rock Hill. And that feature in itself is amazing. It was a WPA project during the Depression, and it goes around almost 8 acres, the entire property, plus terrace walls, and there's another wall just beyond the one in the foreground there. But these terraces are probably the feature, and you can see some of the remnants of the garden that was here before. That there's 2 in the 2 terraces you see in front of you there. The double trees are Magnolia anise, or I may have that backwards, but it's licorice magnolia trees. And they're still here, and some of the plantings are here. So this is sort of an update. I'll give you one more look around back. And this is some of the clearing out. We're heading around to the back of the property, and this is the stone walk that leads down to the bottom ground. In the background there you can see Shanks Creek, or Shanks Creek. Charlottesvillians enjoy mangling names like Rio Road. but we'll clear this path out, and the plan now is to sort of leave this as a wild area, to plant the terraces with different themes, like maybe a Monticello terrace or a whatever. I mean, we could have grapes, tobacco, native plants, all kinds of just endless possibilities up here. The creek's in pretty good shape. There's minnows in there. And I'll show you one more feature down there. And this is down in the bottomland behind the building. That's Skunks Creek. And a lot of the rock came from down here as well. The sand did. You can see the coarse sand they use for the mortar. And this wall served not only sort of privacy, but also flood control, because when this creek flooded, it wouldn't flood onto the bottomland here. And we're careful to try to make sure we see what's down here. When you're on an old property, sometimes you come across old graveyards, or you just never know. So we're trying to be very careful in what we do down here, and to clean it up without messing up. And that's a healthy little stream now. It's got minnows in it. And on the other side is McIntyre Park. And yes, that's where the parkway would go. All that would be changed. But that's another fight. And coming up here is what I mean about different features that you come across. We really don't know what this was, but we call it the miniature Stonehenge, because there's a circle of rocks right here, and sort of a head rock, I don't know. So we don't know what function this fulfilled. They would burn. They would use almost everything they used to live with, because the house goes back to 1843, I believe. So if they killed a deer to eat, they'd use every bit of that deer. But there's always some garbage left over, and they would burn it at some place. They'd run out of burial places, so they probably burned it. I don't know if that's what the function of this was. But we'll contact some archaeologists, and I can have some fun down here. So that's a quick look at what we're doing at Rock Hill. This is probably the end of the first week in September. And we got a lot of work to do here. We need a dozer and we need a chipper.